Creating your roadmap to success. Yeah, I like that.
Success.
Yeah, I like that.
What's going on, everybody? I'm Jessica.
What's up? What's up? My name is Joe.
No, I'm Jessica. All right.
And we've been watching too much Peter McKinnon. You ready?
Yes. Hey guys, I'm Jessica.
And I'm Joe.
I don't know why I hit the table, but I feel like that would be distracting. Oh, jeez.
Yeah.
All right. Hey guys, it's Jessica.
And Joe.
And we are the Family Flips.
Yeah.
We buy liquidated goods and consumer electronics, and we turn around and we sell them for profit both online and in our local community.
Yeah, that we do.
So if Joe and I wanted to go to Walmart across town, we would get in the car and we would just go, you know. But if we wanted to go somewhere a little more lofty, a little more intense, like California, all the way across, you know, the nation, we probably would look for the best route. We would probably look at maps and try to figure out the best way to get there. And the same thing is happening in reselling. A lot of resellers, they started off as hobby resellers. They started off as, you know, going and buying stuff and just reselling them casually in different places. But at some point, if you want to meet bigger goals, if you hope to be a full-time reseller, if you want to make $100,000, $500,000, $1 million in revenue over the course of a year, then that is absolutely possible. But it is not possible just to get in the car and do it. It takes a lot of time, it takes effort, it takes a roadmap, a plan, so that when those decisions come, you can make those decisions that help you reach your goal.
Yeah, it's like, you know, if you just go to Walmart, like, we don't really have to consider how much it's going to cost or how much time it's going to cost, because that's just a drive 5 minutes down the road. But when you think about going to California, like, that's more than a day's drive. Like,
there's a lot more to think about.
There's a lot of costs that are involved. There's a lot more planning that's involved. Like, you just can't go without knowing what your costs are. And that's what we're going to talk about today, is knowing your cost. If you've been reselling for a while, you probably already know a little bit about these costs. This is going to be a refresher for you, and that's okay, because we all have to be constantly reminded of things, because sometimes we just forget. But if you are a new reseller, I feel like this is going to be extremely helpful for you. But also, this video kind of lays the foundation for this series that we're talking about. There's two main costs that we're going to be talking about today. One is going to be your selling cost, and second one is going to be your cost of goods. So your selling cost, what we call selling cost, is going to be your fees, like your eBay listing fees, your insertion fees, how much they're charging you to sell that item, your shipping cost, whether you're in eBay managed payments or at PayPal, you're being charged a fee to process that payment. If you use eBay promoted listings to sell those items, those are going to be your selling cost. For our selling cost, and really in the realm of consumer electronics, like the cell phones, cameras, GPSs, that's around 25% for us. For our liquidated goods, for all the pallet items that we sell, is usually between 30 and 35%, depending upon how big those items are. I know a lot of other eBay resellers that sell a lot of soft goods like clothing, vintage electronics. Those selling costs are going to be around 30 to 35% also, and I've seen some as high as 40% if you're selling very large items. I know, for instance, just for example, that selling cost I just told you is about 25%. You're like, what? 25% of what? Well, that's going to be how much we sell the item for. I know for cell phones, our average retail sell is about $30. So if it's a 25% selling cost, then we know that about $7.50 of that $30 is selling costs. Like I said, that's the eBay fee, the PayPal fees, the eBay managed payment fees, all of those, and shipping is about $7.50 per item. That $7.50 left over out of that $30 is $22.50, right? But you're like, the next step would be like, how much am I actually making from this? Well, that's where the next step comes in with what is your cost of goods, meaning how much did you pay for that, for us like cell phone, like how much did I buy that phone for, and what's going to be left over to determine what my profit is. Cost of goods is pretty much if you buy this cup right here for $3 and you sell it for $30, right? Your cost of goods is 10%, right? Because $3 is 10% of $30. Say this phone right here, say you bought this phone for $50 and you're able to sell it for $100, right? The cost of goods would be 50%, all right? Pretty much cost of goods is going to be the percentage of how much you're selling it for versus what you paid for it. That's just the basic cost of goods. Now, and that's where the waters get muddy and people's feelings get hurt, especially in Facebook groups, is around the cost of goods. Is that the percentage that you go for, the cost of your goods that you go for is really dependent upon you as an individual reseller, depending on how much capital you have, how much time you have invested, and really how long it takes to sell that item. I know for us, it really depends. We are willing to spend more on an item if it sells faster. Like this phone, like I have no issues paying $50 for it if I know that I can sell it for $100 and sell it within a few weeks, right? I've got no issues. But would I buy this cup right here for $15 and sell it for $30 if it was going to take me 4 months to sell? Heck no.
Why is that? Because that money is sitting on a shelf. You can't reinvest it, you can't move it. And if you have a lot of things like this cup sitting on your shelf and you've got a lot of money that's tied up, you've got a stagnant business, and a stagnant business is a dead business.
Yep. So for our strategy, it really says the faster we sell something, the faster that we are able to sell it, the more we are willing to pay for it.
I'll put a video in the description if you're more interested in that. We do have a video talking a little bit more about that particular thing. So if that's something that interests you or something you want to know more about, check the description down below. I will make sure to have that there for you. So let's just say that I walk into Goodwill and I find this really amazing shirt and it's $2. And I look on my phone and I find out that I could sell it for $20 online. Now most people would say, wow, that's great, I'm gonna make $18. But keep in mind that that's not exactly true. Because if you really think about your selling costs, the cost it's gonna cost you to ship it, the cost it's gonna cost you to keep it on the website so that it can be sold, so on and so forth, like I'm gonna estimate probably a third of that $20 is going to go to shipping fees. So that means that of that $20, maybe $7 will go to those fees, which brings you down to $13. Now remember that we paid $2 for that. So really, instead of making $18 on this shirt, you're going to be making $11. And that's really, really important when you're thinking about your sourcing strategy, because you're not making as much as you think you are if you're not calculating all of the costs that it costs to ship, to sell the item. So you're listening to all of this and you may be in this crowd of people that's like, I've been reselling for X amount of time and I've had no issues and this is not a problem for me. And that may be true. But if you don't look at the numbers, if you're not doing the math, then you really don't know how good your business is doing. You really don't know in what places your business is sick. And if you can look at these numbers, if you can look at your selling cost, if you can look at your cost of goods and really make strategic decisions, very productive and logic-based decisions on your business, as opposed to emotional responses or reactive responses based on sales or how you feel about an item, then you're making it a lot less likely that you're going to make sourcing mistakes and bad sourcing decisions.
So it's like if you look at the roadmap, you know, we're going to California. Well, knowing your numbers is going to cause you to be more strategic, stay on course, stay on the direction that you're going, staying on that road that's going to get you there much more quickly and efficiently versus being led by your emotions. That when you're out there and you're hunting and you're treasure hunting and you're thrifting and you're finding those things and the potential, but you don't really look at the cost. That's kind of like going on our way to California, like, I feel like going over here. I feel good about this road, right? It could get us there. It could be a shortcut. It could be a better way. So staying true to your strategy that you've created, your roadmap based off of knowing your selling cost and your cost of goods, it's going to cause you to be much more successful because you're being way more efficient, because you're able to put your energy into purchasing items that are going to stay true and help you get your goals faster.
That road might take you to California. It could be the way to take you to California, and it may have taken you 7 days to get there. And you're fine because you got there and it's fine, right?
Yeah.
But what if had you looked at the numbers or had you looked at the roadmap, you would have found a place that would have gotten you there in half the time? Wouldn't you have rather have known that to begin with?
Yeah.
So yeah, you might be fine not knowing your selling cost and not knowing all of these information and all of these numbers. But what if just spending that extra time to know it could get you there faster?
Yeah. And time is the one thing that you cannot make more of. I know for us, as we've been fine-tuning our strategy more and more because we're getting more familiar with our cost, that's more time with family, more time with friends, more time doing the things that we enjoy in life, just because we know our numbers more.
So we hope you enjoyed this video. We enjoyed making it. The biggest goal that we have for you is to have a successful business. We want you to be able to reach your dreams, and we hope we can help you get there. Please like this video. Don't forget to subscribe and turn on notifications because there will be more videos as a part of this series coming up soon. If you have anything that you want to say, put it down in the comments. We read every single comment. So we hope to hear from you. If you have any questions, if you have any comments, let us know. Until next time, peace.